Hello guys, this is Sushant. So we meet with a new chapter in our MHCET mathematics section, that is trigonometric function. This chapter, just like our integration or derivative, is an important chapter. I will be dividing this topic into two video lectures. So please stay tuned for the new uploads which will be coming. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe to our page. Please like the video and do share it with your friends so they are also helped with the videos which we are doing for you guys. So let's get going. The first topic which we are taking is the trigonometric equation, that is solving the trigonometric equation. In this you have to remember a couple of things, like if my sine theta equals sine alpha, then the theta will have the solution, that is n pi plus minus 1 raised to n into alpha. For the next one, that is cos theta minus cos alpha, you will be having the solution of theta as 2n pi plus minus alpha. And for tan theta is equal to tan alpha, you will be having the solution as theta equals n pi plus alpha. For these three, that is the sine square is equal to sine square alpha, cos square is equal to cos square alpha, and tan square is equal to tan square alpha, you will have the solution for theta as theta equals n pi plus minus alpha. If you have this particular equation, that is a cos theta plus b sin theta equals c, and in that case if you are having this particular condition, that is your c value is exceeding the root of a square plus b square, then in that case there is going to be no solution. In the next one, you are having your c which is going to be less than this particular value, that is root of a square plus b square, then in that case the solution does exist and it is given by this form, wherein your theta is equal to 2n pi plus alpha plus minus beta, wherein you will have the values of alpha and beta given by these values. Let's see the first question. In the first question we have to find the number of solution this particular equation will be having. Your sine 2x, you can write it as 2 sine x cos x. Your cos 2x, you can write it as 2 cos square x minus 1, and the remaining terms will be as it is. So the 1 gets cancelled from here. So from the first two terms you can take the 2 sin x common. So inside the bracket you will be having a sin x plus cos x, plus from the second two terms, from the second pair you can take the 1 common. So you will be having a sin x plus cos x. This thing will be equal to 0. So you will have a 2 cos x plus 1 into sin x plus cos x equals 0. So now to solve this you require either your 2 cos x plus 1 equals 0 or a sin x plus cos x equals 0. If you try to solve this particular equation, you will get that your cos x should have the value as minus 1 by 2. Now you see that it is given in the interval 0 to pi by 2, and I know in the interval 0 to pi by 2 cos does not have any of the negative values, so we have to ignore this particular problem. We cannot find any solution of x which will give you a negative half for the interval 0 to pi by 2. Let's go and check this particular equation. So you will have a sin x equals minus cos x, that gives you a tan x equals minus 1. Now again you can see that you require the x value such that you will get the tan of that value as minus 1. Again in the interval 0 to pi by 2 that does not exist. So this basically there are going to be 0 solution for the given equation. Moving on to the next one, we require to find the solution for this particular equation. So whenever you are having a sine and a cos terms like this, what you can do is you can apply your allied angle formulas. If you are getting confused whether the formula which you have taken is right or wrong, you have to remember the sine a plus b and a minus b formulas for that. So if I just expand this particular formula, I am going to get a sine pi by 2 cos theta. So sine pi by 2 is going to be value 1 and cos theta is value cos theta itself. So you are getting the right answer for it. So you will be using this allied angle formula for this case. So what you will be doing is keeping the sign on this side as it is. You will be changing the cos of this to sine using the allied formula. So you will be using your sine of pi by 2 minus theta. So theta in this case is my pi by 4 tan theta. So you have got this particular equation. Now what you can do is you can remove the sine on both sides. So you are having your pi by 4 cot theta plus pi by 4 tan theta equals pi by 2. So dividing throughout by pi by 4, you will be getting this value as cot theta plus tan theta equals 2. Now you have to change the cot theta and tan theta in terms of sine and cos. So you will be getting this as cos theta by sine theta plus this will become a sine theta by cos theta. This thing will be equal to 2. Now just cross multiplying, so you will be getting it as a cos square theta sine square theta equals a sine theta cos theta. So what you are getting is sine square theta plus cos square theta, which is 1, and this formula is for your sine 2 theta, that is double angle formula for sine. So your sine 2 theta is having the value 1. Now you require it to be represented as a sine of theta equals a sine of alpha. Now I know that value of sine becomes 1 only at pi by 2, so I will write this thing as sine pi by 2. So using the general equation which I know for this condition, that is sine theta equals sine alpha, I will be getting the equation of 2 theta equals n pi plus minus 1 raised to n into the alpha value, which is in this case is pi by 2. Now dividing by 2, I'll be getting this particular equation. If you just check it out in the equation which is given to you, you can see that none of the equation is basically present, so that is why none of this is the answer for this. Moving to the next one, you are having a cot theta minus tan theta equals sec theta. So whenever you are having a cot and tan, it is better to convert it into a sine. Most of the time it works. So if I just do that same thing again, so I will be getting a cos theta upon sine theta minus sine theta upon cos theta will be equal to 1 upon cos theta, because sec theta is 1 upon cos theta. Now solving this, cross multiplying, I will be getting a cos square theta minus sine square theta divided by sine theta cos theta, which on that side it goes and becomes a sine theta because the cos theta gets cancelled over. Now what you can do is, since you are having a sine theta term over here, let us convert this cos square theta also in my sine theta so that you get a quadratic equation in it. So what you will be getting is 1 minus 2 sine square theta equals sine theta. So if I just rearrange the terms, I will be getting a 2 sine square theta plus sine theta minus 1 equals 0. So now solving this quadratic equation using my formula of quadratic equation, so I will be getting a sine theta value as minus 1 plus minus root of b square, which is 1, minus 4ac, so that is going to be a and c are 2 and minus 1, so 4 into that, so minus 8, so it's going to become a plus 8 divided by 2a, which is 4. So I'll be getting a minus 1 plus minus root of this thing, which is root of 9, which is 3, divided by 4. So I'll be getting a minus 1 plus 3, that is going to be a 2 by 4 or it is going to be minus 1 minus 3, which is going to be minus 4 divided by 4, so that's going to be minus 1. From this you can see that your sine theta is getting minus 1. Now minus 1 cannot be a solution, because you can see if I am having a sine theta as minus 1, so I will be getting my cos theta, which is going to be 0, and so basically my tan, which was present in the question, that's going to be infinity. So for the equation to exist, my sine theta cannot have the value minus 1 in it. So I have to reject this particular value and I have to concentrate on the half. So I'm having sine theta as half, and I can write my half as a sine of pi by 6. Now if I apply the formula which I know, so my theta will be nothing but n pi plus minus 1 raised to n pi by 6. So you can see that it's your A option which is correct. Let's see this question. We have this particular equation which is given to me. Now whenever you are having such form of equation, what you try to do is you try to divide it by the squares of the coefficient of your sine and cos and add them and take a root of it. So what you will be basically doing is you will be taking a root of the coefficients square and add them. So your coefficient for sine is root 3 and your coefficient of cos is 1. So this will give you a 2. So you will be dividing it throughout by 2. So you will be getting it as root 3 by 2 sine x plus 1 by 2 cos x plus root 3 by 2. Once you have divided the equation, what you have to do is you have to try to represent this term as cos. With a sine you should have a cos, with the cos you should have a sine. So my root 3 by 2 will come when I am having the cos as pi by 6. So I am having this as cos pi by 6 into sine x plus, now this should be your sine term, so that's going to be sine pi by 6 into cos x. This value I require it to be a sine term, so that's going to be a sine of pi by 3. So this form you can see that it is sine A plus B form. So you will be having this value as sine of x plus pi by 6 is equal to sine pi by 3. So this is going to be form of sine theta equals sine alpha, which gives you the general equation as theta equals n pi plus minus 1 raised to n of alpha, so that's going to be pi by 3. You can take the pi by 6 on that side, so that's minus pi by 6. We have gone by this way because you can see from the options you are having it as n pi. So that is why the n pi is only available in the formula for your sine and sine theta equals sine alpha form. Moving on to the next one, we require my sine theta to be half and my cos theta to be minus root 3 by 2. Now you can see that this you require the sine as positive and the cos as negative. So that is only possible in the second quadrant. So once you understand that it is going to be in the second quadrant, you require to find the theta angle for it. Now you have your sine theta as half. So what you do is you first of all find what is the corresponding value in your first quadrant. So my alpha in the first quadrant will be having the value of 30 degrees, which is pi by 6. Now for my alpha equals pi by 6, I need to find the corresponding angle in the second quadrant. So that will be basically your pi minus pi by 6. So that's going to be a 5 pi by 6. So your alpha you are getting it as 5 pi by 6, which will correspond to both of these conditions which is given to me. Now once you know that it is going to be alpha, you just look out at the option. You are having a 2n pi, 2n pi. The general equation, if you just recollect for your sine theta equals sine alpha and cos theta equals cos alpha, you know that in the cos theta equals cos alpha, you are having the term of 2n pi. If you are looking out for sine, you will be getting a value of n pi plus minus 1 raised to n alpha. So you cannot use the sine term, you have to use the cos. So you will be getting a cos theta equals cos of 5 pi by 6 So your theta will have the value of 2n pi plus 5 pi by 6. So that is why you will be checking your option A. Moving on to the next one, you have a x plus cos theta equals sin theta, which will have a real solution. So that means that the solution should exist for this particular equation, and I need to find what should be the value of my x. So what I have to do is basically I have to rewrite the equation in the general form. So that's going to be a sin theta minus cos theta equals x. So I am having my A term as -1 and B term as 1. So in this case my C is basically my x. So I require the condition that mod of C should be less than or equal to root of A square plus B square. This is the condition for the solution to exist. So that means my mod of x should be less than or equal to root of 1 plus 1, which is root 2. Now for mod of x, what I have to do is, if my x is positive, then it is going to be this particular condition, but if my x is negative, then it's going to be this particular condition. So if I try to combine both of them, so my x will lie between the value of plus and minus root 2. So if you just check that option, it's going to be your option A. I'll be taking up more problems in the upcoming videos. So till then, please stay tuned and please subscribe to our page, like, share, and please do share with us how do you feel about the videos. Your positive remark is going to be helpful for us to continue in making such videos so that we can help you in your journey of completing your NHCET. So till then, take care, keep learning, keep watching. Happy learning. Bye.